Hello, everyone. Welcome to our interview series, You with Unicorn. Here we connect with people from different walks of life, understand their journey, and know what works for them and what not. I am Rashi Goyal, and today I have with me Miss Reina Khatri Tandon. Reina is a corporate trainer, a posh and POXO specialist, a human rights expert, a transformation coach, an international speaker, an author, and an entrepreneur. Just so many hats that she wears. Reina has over 2 decades of experience and works extensively in the field of training, compliance, and auditing. She's the founder of Right to Rise, RKT Foundation, and Empowering Lives. She's also the president of Wiki Maharashtra Training and Development Council, Women Economic Forum, and All Ladies League Maharashtra. She is an awardee of the UN Karamveer Award. She has received the Nari Shakti Award, the Global Dignitary Award, and many more like the Women of Substance Nobelation Award, and the list just goes on. So great credentials, Raina. Welcome to our show. Welcome to You with Unicorn.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rashi Goel. Thank you to Vandana Teji. And thank you to Unicorn because I think Unicorn is with two lovely ladies, Rashi and Vandana. Thank you for having me here on your show.
Thank you so much for always being so kind and supportive, Raina. So while I gave a very short brief about your credentials, could you just share with us more about your journey till here?
Okay, so interestingly, my journey is with a lot of ups and downs, with a lot of introspection, with a lot of innovative and creative growth. I would say it's because it's not always a steady road. And Rena was not Rena Khatri, CHR Rena Khatri Tandon few years back, and also getting with two double degrees. So being a master in VLSI chip design engineering and now closing to becoming an advocate. I think Rena never dreamt that she's going to be working into different fields altogether. But yes, I'll tell you how it all started. Of course, today I'm a multilingual person with 13 languages, and I'm born and brought up in Chennai, though I'm a North Indian, which many
Mhm.
people first ask me is, "Rena तो कश्मीरी नाम है, लेकिन कश्मीरी नाम होते हुए आप साउथ की भाषा बात कर रहे हो?" So they are always inquisitive in thinking, how is that a North Indian born in South India studies and speaks so many languages, and what is she doing in this world of legal compliances into POSH and POXO and human rights and stress? So I tell them that uh, you don't plan your journey evolves. It's a transformation not only for people who are around you, but also within self. It all started with I being just a very normal person, just like you and me, working into a 9 to 5, working with a great salary, an IT professional, a 9 to 5 chip design engineering professional, working abroad, and then finally in India. But traversing into different fields as the journey took me, got married, settled, and then gave me a thought that even though I was so skilled, even though I was so knowledgeable, even though I had so many international certifications and international degrees, what is that Rena still wants to do? Why is that Rena still feels that there's an urge, there's a void inside her, which she really wants to reach out to people for? Like we always say, we are people's person. And like we always say, we are meant to do a little more higher to what is called a purpose. I
Right.
think that word sounds very, very shade today because it's such a common word used so fluently, or it's used so loosely nowadays. What's your purpose in life? And people don't even reflect so much. But it really hard hit me when I had a story that occurred in my life, and I was pondering as to what kind of legacy do I want to leave when I'm no more? Or what kind of people do I want to be surrounded with where I look up to them and say that, yes, I was somebody that added value in their lives, and they turn back and say that this is that woman who did something miraculous in my life for it to change. So,
Wow.
yes.
So would it be right to say if I said that Reina Khatri Tandon has found a calling for herself and that's the reason she's shifted gears from being a chip engineer to, a human rights expert, a posh and POXO expert, and also
Yeah, so
moving towards
it was like traversing from designing chips to designing lives. Okay, so
awesome.
today it's quite a different journey, and like you said, Rashi, very truly, it's totally transformational. It's totally. I didn't know that I'm going to be so meaningful to so many people today, but with a short span of over 20 years of experience, I have actually touched upon 23,000 lives, and people are really, really, um, they are really shocked when I say that, because uh, I think we only think about how what we do in life. We don't think about how we impact into somebody else's life.
Absolutely.
But when they come back and tell you that you have done something good, then you feel so much better, because it feels really different. I'm sure you'll want to taste that, but someday when you taste, you'll remember me soon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think it is great the moment, we being in the corporate training industry or such, when someone comes back to you, even that one person out of group of 100, if they come back and say that we have had an impact, or even if, 5 years later, they just drop you a message saying that, I still remember what you said back then. It does feel great. And I'm sure, Anna, you have had many such moments
Yeah.
in the last 20 years. So I would like to know more that you are one of those who's made this transition from being a corporate employee, worked abroad and in India, and then subsequently moving into a completely different field. So from what you were doing, not exactly, different in different, but a very essential field. But how did you make this transition, and what were, a few challenges that you might have seen, or what were the opportunities that you saw there?
Okay, so I don't know how the transition happened myself, because it was very, very, very unrealistic to some people, because suddenly traversing from something which you're doing to something which is totally opposite.
Yep.
I was so one transition that happened in my life was being a 9 to 5 person to converting into a freelancer. Now, why that probably happened is because I lost two of my elder people. So that was my nani and my grandpa, and
Okay.
of course I could not see both of them because I was studying abroad then. But when I actually came back to India for the fourth day or the fifth day ceremony, like we North Indians have
Yeah.
when we lose our elders. So, fortunately, when I was reflecting at uh, the people who were surrounded for that ceremony for my grandfather, I found that there were people from far and near. There were people pouring in from abroad, from different cities, and they all came in just to spend that few moments with the family that this person had gone. And some of them even wrote letters and sent. And that gave me a little, you could say, a reflection in life that, what could this person have done कि जब वो नहीं है, when he's no more, even then being here matters to them, because at least he would have done something for them to have done, to be there, okay, with the family, or to be able to write letters to them. And all I could think at that point of time was that two important things: to be able to spend time with people, to be able to listen to people, to be able to be empathetic. Resilience are the bigger words that we get to hear nowadays. But the whole crux of the story is simplicity, that if you can be there for somebody, if you can share a smile, if you can hear a person, if you can be there for someone, even when someone just needs you to just silently listen to them, hear them, talk to them, speak to them, share a smile, sit down with them, that's more than what you can do for anybody. Okay, transformation and touching lives to 1 million seems to be a very, very audacious goal, or it seems to be a very big, hairy, audacious goal, I call it. But is it true that we can do that? Not really. Even if we can touch 500 lives today, I think that's superbly great. Okay, so let's come down to the thing: what can we do at least to the people around us?
Mhm.
That was the thought which was ringing me then. And that's where, I thought, okay, with 9 to 5, what do I do? I mean, I'm just going to a desk place, doing the same job, coming back, sleeping, eating. That's what everybody does. What am I doing different? And then, fortunately, there was a lot of brainstorming, and finally I got into training and coaching, got into doing what is called a breakthrough coaching. um, Again, that was something unintentional. It was all about self development. I became the a certified nonviolent communication expert. I went into doing a little bit about coaching and counseling, and also creating actionable items for people to implement.
Mhm.
Once I got into that, a second transition happened in my life. What is this word called NICHE, which we all get knocking in our minds, and everybody in the world wants to know what's your niche. And I was like, is it really important to have something like this? And everybody who I met in the world, who I know into coaching and training, spoke to me about niche. And that can went knocking on my head like a hammer. And Rana, what's your niche? Rana, what's your niche? And everybody who came up to you, and if you tell them you're a coach, trainer, mentor, and it sounded so like, oh my God, so that's you too? So it's like walking on the roadside and seeing people, and they say, okay, you're a coach as well. Okay, you're a trainer as well. And that really sounded like as if you are another vendor seller selling mangoes and apples and oranges on the street.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I didn't know what exactly the word meant to me, but somebody told me, don't worry, you'll get a eureka moment standing in the bathroom, or maybe sometime when you're sitting alone, and you'll something will knock you saying that this is your niche.
Right.
I'm very fortunate, nothing like that happened. I just got to meet few good mentors in my life, who could be personal and professional people who I'm surrounded with. And these people really mean a lot to me, because they are exceptional people, nothing great out, but very, very focused in what they do. And they made me evolve into a journey where they had trust that I could stand there and be another warrior of change. And that's where I realized, doing one training of Posh, another training of Posh, I realized this is not a training. This is basically creating impact in people's life, because this is not like a tick mark training or a training that you go, you talk and come back. It's about understanding the law, understanding the foundation of why it's been made, and implementing on the root level how you can make things better for people who are traumatized, either in terms of sexual abuse, harassment, in terms of any kind of child bullying, in terms of their any kind of what we call is harassment or abuse or dragging or bullying or any of the other things, pornography, which people undergo, whether it's adults, women, men, transgender, or even children today.
Right.
So I thought that this is what I wanted to do. And yes, ever since then, I've only been learning. In fact, I'm still learning, and I would still continue learning. And that's legendary given by my parents, that uh, don't worry about what the entire world is doing. Continue doing what you feel adds value to your life and others.
Great. So I think great thoughts on, how you have transitioned, going back to your own core values, understanding, how your family is built in a way, and what actually comes from a lot of experiences that we have it in our own lives, that why
Yeah.
is certain moment happened in our lives, what was I doing differently, or what better can I do to the world. So I think, and you are absolutely in the right field, and you are doing some very amazing work as a Posh and a POXO expert. I've heard a lot of your talks, and the way you're giving advice, it's absolutely in a very touching way, because a lot of people I've also seen come with a very structured way of how legality works, but then these are very sensitive subjects. So as an enabler, if I may ask you, what do you think will bring about a change which can help us in preventing the abuse that happens?
Okay, so I have been seeing a lot of people doing a lot of good job, and in fact, I salute to all the heroes. In fact, we have also Miss Vandana, and we have other people who are also working in the same field. And so, let me just put one point here first. We are all here to do work together to remove this entire abuse or harassment, or what we call curbing the wrongdoing that's happening in our society.
Right.
This is not about competition. This is not about defaming people. This is not about bringing one person up and another person down, because this is the entire intent of being in the field is to help warriors of change come together and drive a much more higher cause, so that we can actually create and implement that change. Number one, awareness. Yes, we are all doing that. We would be doing the best of knowledge that we have. And that's even better, because the more we go and listen to people, the more we understand how we can bring in more and more initiatives to drive that change. What Right to Rise does differently is that we go on to the entire analysis of each and every aspect that we're doing with the areas of POSH and POXO, trying to understand if there is a challenge in a setup, for example, a school, a college, or an organization. How is the challenge needed to be met? If there can be support systems that can be provided, like we started another program, which is Daira, in association with another co associate, And that is completely understanding the psychological aspect of it, working with legalities. Another important aspect is working on the root level with POSH auditor. Now, POSH auditor is something that no organization yet has. Right to Rise is the first organization who has developed a program on POSH auditor. And we welcome all the people to come and do that program, because that would be the pilot batch who can go and build more people. Okay,
Right.
so every organization who has that will not only know how to be auditing their own systems, but also going and approaching all the clients out there who they themselves have, because then they can do the auditing processes for them. So why we are saying that is because अभी awareness level से ऊपर हम लोग चले गए.
Right.
चलो हमने ट्रेन द ट्रेनर भी कर दिया, क्या ओवरनाइट हम लोग कोई इंसान को ट्रेन करके क्या हम उनको लॉयर बना सकते हैं? नहीं. So the implementation part comes in to understand कि कहाँ पे कोई चीज गलत जा रही है. Number one, there could be mindset. Number
Right.
two, why are these people doing certain things? So understanding the little intricacies, that there could be some medical issue, there could be attitudinal issue, there could be behavioral issues, there could be understanding and implementing of the law, because many of them do tick mark trainings.
Yes.
गए बात किया आ गए.
Yes.
अब ना उनको इफेक्ट हुआ, ना आपको इफेक्ट हुआ, ना किसी को इफेक्ट हुआ. It's just like ठीक है, सुना किया खत्म. We're just doing an attendance kind of an activity, which is not maybe the need of the hour, but then
Right.
we can't force everybody also to do focus on whatever we are intending to.
Right.
But yes, so beyond awareness, implementation, prohibition and prevention always happens. The entire aspect is about redressal. If redressal can be happening properly, then I think you, me, and all the organizations who we are working with are absolutely doing brilliant work. I think we all salute. The only thing what we do differently is we're trying to build in more ecosystems which can be a support, and everybody who's out there are welcome to come and do it as usual, because we want them also to go and implement with their organizations or
Right.
their support systems. Yeah.
Right. So I think, yeah, absolutely. The entire problem or the entire issue here is that a lot of organizations or a lot of people do it as a checkbox activity.
Yeah.
Just because it's a compliance, chalo, let's do an annual training for our employees, wherein neither the employer has any, motive behind doing the program, neither the employee is interested in taking the program. And obviously then the trainer also feels disheartened about doing it, however passionate they might be about the subject. And it starts with awareness at a first front, and like you said, there are a lot of issues that are behind the screen, like attitudinal or some certain things which might be medically, or those issues are which are causing the abuse. And rightly put, and I think you are doing a great job when you talk about POSH auditors and creating that sort of an ecosystem which will support not just the law but the entire ecosystem, because we have to today think beyond the law. The law is
So
just for
we
basic
as
sanity.
women, no, Rashi, we have broken the glass ceiling long back. We always keep talking about breaking the glass ceiling. Women are not actually those vulnerable women today. We are very strong women, and it's not only about bringing safety to women, but now creating an equal space where even the men are comfortable approaching us. The men
Absolutely.
understand what we think, and we understand that some of them don't intentionally do it, but address it in a more mature way, and that maturity will only come in when we handle situations maturely. Okay.
Right.
And make them understand that you might be having a mindset, but then that mindset may not work on the long run, and it's not acceptable by me or you.
And also the societal norms are changing, right? Earlier we were
Right.
talking about abuse only of women, and now we are seeing cases where even men have reported abuse, and it's a male to male encounter or a female to male encounter.
Yes.
Either ways, right? So the language and the way our entire social construct has been built is undergoing a tremendous change, in the way we live, in the way we think about things. There's a lot of unlearning process that our society is undergoing, especially when it comes to a very diverse sort of background, people coming from a diverse background. People can be people with disabilities, or persons coming from the LGBTQI community, even veterans for that matter. We are getting a lot of diverse workforce because of that, and also the generational gap. You will understand that being a mother, the sort of generational that comes in, and the way you handle POXO as a subject, so that they also understand, because we also need to protect the future of the society. So great points, Rena. I think that's a lot of learning for everyone who's in this field and would also like to talk about POSH further. you also are very active amongst the various women associations and forums like the Women Economic Forum, the All Ladies League, or Wiki for that matter. So, and you have been active for quite some time. So for all the women out there, if you could share what is the sort of support that these associations provide to women professionals or entrepreneurs or women in general. So if you could throw some light on that.
So, with the All Ladies League and Women Economic Forum, I think the WEF on the global level is doing a lot to do with sustainability goals. With Wiki and All Ladies League, it all comes under an associated brand with Dr. Harbeen Arora. We have proposed that we could do something on a more collective level, but then again, it's very individualistic for every leader to take those goals ahead because it's their organization. But I would seriously give a little voice out there and say that, whether it's CIS, MME, whether it's any of the government organizations, whether it's all women organizations, we have a lot of women forums who are operating. Maybe they are registered, non-registered, they are just empowering forums, whether they are having a lot of women along with them. My only message to them is we can do it collectively if you spread the awareness at least to them, because there are many women who are sitting there at homes, many women who are sitting there uneducated, educated, many women who are not yet entrepreneurs or at least started their entrepreneurship journey. You need to tell them about the little things they need to be sure of when they start as an entrepreneur. Safety comes first. Financial freedom, we talk about financial freedom, we talk about setups, we talk about registering, we talk about finances, we talk about being independent, but with independence comes safety as well. If you're not going to be taking the aspect of safety being online, because now we were in pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, and we are also out of pandemic, I would say, long so gone, but still we have adapted to the new normal. Now, when we are in the new normal, whether it's you, me, women, whether we are engaging with personal or professional needs or our children, if we cannot be responsible citizens, even bringing up and talking freely about this aspect with our children, with our family, who's going to do it? I'm not going to be waiting for my husband to be speaking to my son. I'm going to be doing it myself. And I'm not going to have probably the so-called inhibition of speaking in front of my elders, because elders हो या children, आजकल सबको सब कुछ समझ में आ जाता है, because we are in a very lead position.
Right.
Okay? We are not in an era where everything is being silenced out and zipped. In fact, our children know much more higher in terms of these sexual connotated words. So it's time to make these women leaders come together and cause an initiative like a superpower with the hands of maybe UNICEF and United Nations and a lot of other sustainable bodies. If we can bring together even the people who are doing this noble work, the associations and organizations together, and create some kind of support to the NGOs, to the trust, to these women bodies, I think it's going to be very, very useful. Be at least उनको एक awareness तो रहता है कि भाई हम कैसे safe रहें, और अगर दूसरे लोग कुछ गलत करने की कोशिश करें तो हम each other को कैसे support करें.
Right.
It's very sad. We are 1.3 billion today. And even when we go in any kind of public transport, or even when we are on the road and somebody is misbehaving with somebody, we don't still stand up because we feel it's none of our business. Yeah. I'm really sorry to say it's all your business, because tomorrow you have your own children walking up that street, and you're not going to wait till they get abused or harassed and then say, yes, this is my business. Okay. So let's come to the point and say that if we are talking about healthy, safe workspaces, workspaces are now everywhere, including our homes and roads. So let's at least come together and do that one step of educating every woman out there, every lady out there, that you have rights and you can actually educate one other lady at least. इतना तो आप कर ही सकते हो.
Absolutely. I think the idea of having these associations is also to bring that community together, so that I know that I have, a certain number of other women who understand me. They come with at least a similar, if not the same, because all of us had our different experiences, but at least to a certain level, they will understand me and they will share their journeys with me. And that's a lot of learning within the group itself.
And it's so well portrayed, like you said, it's not about me. when we speak about Right to Rise, we never speak that it's about Mrs. Rana Khatri Tandon. It's about every person who's certified under us, whether they have done a posh practitioner, whether they have done a posh professional, whether they have done an IC expert or an auditor or any other programs, or even doing POXO for that sense. I always say it is about you. How are you going to go and enable the others? Because chahe kal, so it is the same legacy I carry. Tomorrow, it's not that I should be alive. It's about the legacy that is going to be carried on from here.
Yeah.
It's about that Rashi, it's about that Vandana, it's about all the people who are out there who are ready to make that change. Okay. And
Right.
it's basically you can say an attitude or a power of internal self that I want to make this change.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
You
yeah.
are making that change right now with all the associations and all the companies that you are, spearheading,
I'm
and the
trying
sort of
to.
impact you are creating with all the professionals out there through the various interventions that you do. So
Thank you.
great
Thank
job,
you.
Rena. I think we have taken quite a bit of your time. So thank you so much. But before we let you go, one last message for all the unicorn people listening to this podcast. What would you like to say to them?
Okay, so one last message for you and all the viewers was that uh, be the person that you wish to see in the other person and create that change. I only get power with the miracle I see in another's eye, when that makes it smile, when the silence is unable to speak but still feels happy that there was some change which we want to create. Okay, this is not about a massive change. A massive change can only be created with one drop of water. A massive change can only be created with that one ray of sunshine. If you can create that one miracle, I think you'll be the most awesome person or the spark of ray for that new change. So be that power and stay blessed, stay safe. That's all in for me, founder of Right to Rise, Rana Khatri Tandon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And on that note, everyone, we'll see you next time with new guests and more insights. To know more about the unicorn people, Miss Raina Khatri Tandon, and all her initiatives, please click on the link in the description box. We'll see you soon. Do like, share, and comment on the video, and do subscribe to our channel for the upcoming updates. Great. Thank you so much, Raina, for being here.
Thank you so much, Rashi. I think it's been wonderful. Thank you so much, Vandana Teji and Rashi Goel from the Unicorn People. Amazing work. Keep shining, keep glowing. You guys are doing wonderful. And I hope all the best in the coming years and wish you a very, very wonderful year. Keep rising.
Great. Thank you so much, Raina.
Welcome.